Okay, so what's up, you guys? We are here with the 2017 Icebear Maddog again. Today it's gonna be a little different. I'm just gonna be doing a quick, basically it's like a 1,000 mile review on the scooter. Basically it's gonna be like a top 5 things I hate the most about it. I don't really hate it. I can tolerate it, but it's something that if you're gonna buy one, keep in mind just for the future, because from what I've seen so far, most of the things I'm going to be saying in this video are common with this. So let's start out with it looks pretty good. I'll give it that. I mean, you do have some small stuff from the factory that they did mess up on. So we'll jump right into it. The first thing I'm going to mention are the headlights. Now, most people, if you have these, are probably going to ride in the daytime, most likely. I ride in the daytime, nighttime. Now, the lights, they're not too bad. They got the LEDs, and I even switched out the bottoms for the LEDs. But the lighting on this definitely could be a lot better. I've seen a lot of people do the LED light bar switching on them. But straight from the factory, if you're looking for something that has a bunch of light coming from it, definitely you're going to want to switch that out for an LED light bar, which usually mounts right here where this Icebear sign is, which basically it's just about fake plastic. So that's number one. Number two would definitely have to be, this is more of like a two-parter. One, it has this fake reservoir shock on it. It doesn't do anything. It really doesn't do anything. It's just there for looks. But with that being said, of that being there for just being useless, the front shocks, definitely they could have gone with better front shocks, hands down. When you hit bumps and so on and so forth, it's definitely pretty rough sometimes. So I mean, I've seen a lot of people switch out for the NCY forks. I haven't done it yet, but that would definitely be number two because it's pretty rough. Then we're gonna move over to the next thing, which is kind of important, because if you're not paying attention to how much gas you have in it, it's kind of important. So, let's say we'll turn this thing on, and right now it's saying I have 2 bars of gas left, and like you can see, I've driven this thing 1,300 miles, 1,323 miles. Now, it's saying there's only 2 bars of gas left. I've had it where I've literally just filled the gas tank up, and I'll be going down the road, I'll turn it off, and I'll turn it back on, and it still says I have like 1 bar of gas or 2 bars of gas when I know the whole tank is full. So definitely the gas gauge on these is pretty off. When it's basically just, it does whatever it wants to do. I mean, eventually it'll catch up, but for the most part, it is pretty off on that. So that would be definitely number 3 on the list. Another thing is, now, this started happening over time, and you know, like most things, problems start after you already buy it, and slowly over time, the more you use it, the more you use it. But only at 1,300 miles, you wouldn't really expect something like that too much, anyways. But when you get one, definitely go through everything, make sure everything is tight, fastened down, especially inside the battery box where the CDI battery, wiring harness, all that good stuff is back in behind there, because you will hear rattling from everything. At first it was just back behind here, behind the battery box. Then you might actually be able to hear this somewhere. I'm thinking it's these pop rivets. Maybe it's actually inside the muffler itself, but if you listen, that's kind of annoying. It didn't always do that, so I'm thinking it's probably just something, it's probably just one of these pop rivets that are probably worked its way loose or something, but because it's not the bracket itself, the rubber bracket that's holding it it's not that, it's actually somewhere in there. I was thinking maybe it was that little metal screen that's down in here, but still unsure. But that noise is annoying. So if you add them all together, you have the muffler rattling, inside there rattling, And then a lot of people have actually talked to me about this. The fender, apparently, whenever you actually go to accelerate and you increase your RPMs, it will actually vibrate as well. And it sounds like, and if you add all of it together, it sounds like it's falling apart, but it's not. It's just things are vibrating everywhere. A lot of people have actually told me to take it off just to solve the problem. It's one of those, you take it off, problem's done, solved, one of those situations. I kind of like it, honestly. I really do. I don't mind it too much. I think it kind of adds a little bit of a look. Now, if I did run the fat back tire, which is, I believe, a 12x7 back tire, obviously I would have to lose the back fender and then go from there. But hands down, that would definitely be number 4 on the list. Make sure everything is tight. The exhaust, you're probably not going to really be able to get away from if that is as common. The gas gauge, though, that's a common thing, along with the front shocks and the headlights and the vibrations. So far we got some common issues. Now, the main one that definitely is going to get everybody is up in here, this big guy, the fuel pump. Now, the fuel pump works great. It does. Until you go wide open throttle. If you hold wide open throttle, let's say I've gotten this thing up to about 68 miles per hour, but I'm also lighter. I only weigh about 130 pounds. So if I hold max speed on this thing for more than probably 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it'll start to bog itself out, basically because it can't keep up with the engine RPMs. Basically, it starts to lose vacuum in the higher RPM rating, which means no fuel. So it starts cutting itself off until it can catch up to itself and build fuel back up, which usually is by the time you stop. So, I mean, the fix to that's actually pretty simple. That's extremely common on these, and you basically have to switch it out for a Makuni DF44 fuel pump. I wanted to get one. They're only about 30 bucks, but so far I haven't dug too far into this thing like the last scooter I had, where like I stretched it, I swapped engines on it, welded new mounts on it, all that good stuff. I do actually have a new CDI for it as well, but I have not put it on yet. The CDI is actually back behind the battery tray, and I've been slacking pretty much, honestly, guys. Really have. But that's so far that's what I've seen in the last 1,300 miles of driving this thing. A lot of people say, the turn signals, switch them out for the R6, the Yamaha R6 tail lights. I don't mind these too much. Now this light, the brake light, running light, is a little dim. I'll give it that. It's a little weak on the lighting spectrum, but I mean, still, you can at least see it. So that's really what matters. And at nighttime you can really see it. In the daytime you can't really see it that much at all. So yeah. Other small little things I've noticed. Let's see. The back shock, I like it and all. It's not too bad, but I would definitely, if you have the extra money and you want to just spend it, I don't mind it. It actually works pretty good for me so far. You could switch it out for one without the extra air tank reservoir on it. This one's not too bad. I can stiffen this up if I wanted to make it a little bit stiffer, but it's stiff enough the way it is, so I leave it alone. So that's not bad. The tires are the Kendas. I'm pretty sure it's the K403s. Let's see what they are. The K413s. That was close. These I really don't mind. I've actually laid this thing pretty sideways before, and actually I've been going like 50 miles an hour, like pretty far on the edge. I mean, I still have the little feelers on the tires, so not too far over, but far enough, probably about right here, somewhere around this area. They grab pretty good. I haven't had it slip out yet on me. A lot of people switch over to the Dunlops or the Michelins, or I've even seen the Pirellis on them. But so far it's not too bad. But besides, let's see, that's not really a complaint though. That's more of a positive aspect on it. But in the brake levers, I noticed when you get the aftermarket brake levers, these are the 6-way adjustable levers. So, but when you switch levers out, it seems like when you actually pull it down, it comes close enough to the grip. So I'm thinking, I'm not sure if it loses brake power that way or not, but it seems like it has some brake fade going on. It could just be because it has 1,300 miles and a lot of it's city miles, or not. But I know the normal levers, they go pretty much straight across. There's no in curves, so that might be it. I actually like the levers; they look really cool. But I mean, then again, that's one of those, you know, form over function type deals. But that's pretty much it, guys. So we have the headlights as number 1, shocks as number 2, gas gauge as number 3, definitely vibration as number 4, and the fuel pump for number 5. So those would definitely be the top 5 issues that I've had with this thing. Not really have had with them, it's just more or less a common problem on these. So if you're thinking about getting one, keep in mind they are common problems. But with that being said, just wanted to give you guys an update on that. I will be doing the CDI install probably in the future, and I'll let you guys know how that is, because so far this thing's pretty stock. The only thing I've done on it is the LEDs in the running lights, switched out the starter on it for a high torque starter because I was thinking about running a big bore kit later on down the road, and the ignition coil and spark plug. So with that being said, if you have any questions, go ahead, leave them down in the comment section. I'll try to get back to you as fast as I can. If you do like the video, go ahead, leave a like. If you want to see more videos pertaining to the scooter or even the Chevy Sonic that I've been working on as well, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. It should be right down there. And like always, if you can, share on Facebook, and let's try to get the channel grown. Alright? Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.